Dorothy, where were you when we were in the Sephiroth Tower? You couldn't have come a little bit earlier? I also think that the reason Dorothy is with us is because Niall just wanted to unload her on us so that he could, do serious things. And we get stuck with her. Olivier came because he just wanted to cheer up Estelle, I think that's why he's here. It seems there was a misunderstanding between both camps. I hope both choose to fight with their campaigns, not with their fists. Makes sense. Well then, for my next question. Candidate, you are part of the tourism promotion faction, correct? What kind of plans do you have to invigorate the tourism industry? I wish you wouldn't say tourism promotion faction like that. It sounds like I have nothing else in my mind but tourism. The tourism and shipping industries are both integral to one another. However, from a long-term perspective, the most effective way to grow is through the tourism industry, which is why I promote developing the sector more for our futures. The start of the riot was really just a little argument. It was just a little disagreement with some of Portos' camp about the site of a speech. We were just quarreling a bit, and then suddenly it turned into that. I feel bad, like I rubbed dirt into Norman's face. There was some sort of fuss over by the bridge. And just as quickly as I'd heard it, the fuss died down. Wonder what happened. The heart of man is a mirror that reflects others. If I hate you, then someday you too will hate me. And that will make my hate for you grow ever stronger. Makes sense. Rouen is a city of sailors, so there are a lot of people with strong personalities here. Without that much backbone, you can hardly endure a long ocean trip after all. Cleaning and laundry is done. My daughter's off at Sunday school. Phew, it's been a while since I've had some free time. Not sure what to do with myself. Go enjoy it. My son's quite motivated. He's even studying on his own at Sunday school. Good for him. The central factory was established in 1157. The test flight of the Calatrava was in 1168, and the scheduled liners were commissioned in 1175. Right. Alright, I've learned up to there. I see a lot of bracers at the landing port. They always seem so busy, so it must be a hard job. I'm already attending Sunday school. I'm gonna study lots and go to the same school as Jerome. Good luck, have fun. I'm studying with Aletta. The lessons at the church are so fun. And the organization that appeared in that situation is the Bracer Guild. As everyone knows, the Bracer Guild is a massive organization that manages bracers all over the continent, but their biggest notable quality is that they are a non-governmental organization. A non-governmental organization basically means that they don't interfere with countries. Isn't the guest teacher here yet? At this rate, class will be over before they even show up. Seriously, you guys had Kevin here for like a hot minute. If there's a bit of a brawl, well, fights are part of life, as they say. There ain't no way to get to know someone by avoiding conflict. If you say so. Really, it's a serious problem having a riot almost happen like that. The city's image has already taken a hit from the Dalmore scandal. If anything else happens on top of that, we're gonna get a real nasty reputation. Oh, we do have new, Okay. Kind bracer. Sunday school lecturer. Duties and mission of a bracer. Persons with time, okay. Monster. Crone trail. That's really far out there. Poisonous tail. Okie dokie. Another monster. Aryan Causeway. Resistant to arts. Okay. The Royal Academy is out the north exit of the city, then east along the Gull Seaside Way. Remember when you helped out at the school festival? I'm counting on you for this investigation. Thanks, we appreciate it. Is Melvin back yet? Answer appears to be no. Hey, Bracers. I'm glad everything worked itself out peacefully enough. You can be passionate about your beliefs without resorting to fights. They've got some growing up to do. What am I going to do? My husband's such a fool. I know him better than anyone, and he always gets carried away. Won't be too long before he declares himself a pro. Oh, what I wouldn't give for the staff here to put a stop to this idiotic scheme of his. To become rich and never work again? Now see, you've taken the bait. So it's a test of patience. Well, that's just fine. Come on, let's see what you've got. Alright, Lloyd is talking to the fish. It's great. Man, I even win big playing lots. Slots. Is this a message from the goddess telling me to quit my job and become a gambler? Yes, this must be the divine will of Adios. Yeah, your wife asked us to slap some sense into you. Hope you don't mind. Despite supporting the tourism industry to a great degree, our last mayor ended up being, well, an embarrassment. Our last mayor's focus on the tourism industry was of great benefit to this establishment. I would hope our new mayor continues to assist in the same manner. There was some argument going down between the supporters on the bridge. It's only once you take away the fancy speeches and podiums that you see what people in politics are really like. I never want to get involved for as long as I live. I wonder why the supporters got so worked up. Do they have Mira riding on the outcome of the election, perhaps? Must be some sort of underground pool. The owner never flips out, no matter how much a guest wins. He'll talk about the weather like he's totally not just losing a ton of dough right before his eyes. He wouldn't be so good at what he does if not for that poker face. Alright, well, since we have Olivier with us, we should get him this, present. That we can totally afford now? Yes. Yes. Alright, the only thing we can afford, but it's worth it. I forgot to actually purchase the thing after I finished exchanging, but it's fine, it's fine. Got it all sorted out now. Wrong way. Hey, seems like there was a bit of a fight between both camps. Aw man, too bad it's over. I would have headed out to help. Help whom? Exactly. Let's see, the ship to the capital is... Yeah, I still got some time. What are you gonna do with that time, dude? We've got to get ready to take in the next ship on our own. After all, Todd is off at Sunday school. Maybe he'll become friends with the other kid. Antonio, was it? And they can work on ships together. It's totally the same thing, right? Lately, Todd's been a lot more like a real engineer. He can do most things even without me giving him detailed instructions now. When I go away from time to time and come back, I'm really struck by how far he's come. Aww. It seems there was a bit of a fuss, but that was nothing. The elections I took part in when I was younger were far more extreme. Those elections were far simpler, see. Everyone fought, and the guy standing at the end was the representative. Of course, I got involved. But, well, how did it turn out? I am, after all, Captain O'Neill, and I learned my lessons in the 100 Days War. When I realized it, I was the only one standing. They were just about to drag me off in a pelican as their new chieftain, but I barely managed to escape to my ship. I'm sure if I'd gone on to become their chieftain, that would have been quite the life. Well, why didn't you? Why give it up? It's true that a ghost of sorts appeared in the hotel. Perhaps it was rash to blame the ghost on Portis's camp. But that's no reason to speak ill of Norman's son, at the very least. Just remembering makes me angry. Okie doke. Boss Portos told me to go apologize to Norman, but I don't see why I've got to go apologize, even though they're the ones accusing us. Well, I guess insulting his son was kind of a low blow. I just can't accept it. Alright, you do you. I went looking for work in the North Block, but world's a hard place now, huh? The only place hiring are basically part-time jobs for the election. I went to go see what the onlookers were making a fuss about and almost got wrapped up in that mess. Freaked me out, I tell you. That was a surprise. Nice, the price is about right and the flavor's certainly good enough. I'm sure this'll be a hit with the tourists. Everyone's on edge. I don't think fighting over election stuff helps anyone. I heard about the fight. Picking a fight's bad enough, but you're no better if you try to take 'em up on it. Both sides hold a share of the blame. With the eyes of the voters on them, man, I wish they'd use their heads a little more. What a mess. I'm just glad no one was hurt. It's because Portis knows how to keep his cool, even when things are about to get ugly. He's the kind of guy you can count on when times are rough. I'm just glad things didn't go too far in the end. I have every intention of making the one responsible for this fuss march right over and apologize to Mr. Norman. I don't want any bad blood to remain between our supporters. Aw, how nice of you. Alright, everybody's on their lunch break, it seems. Apparently, there was a fight among all those election idiots. Pull back the curtains off those guys who act all high class, and that's who they really are. That Dalmore guy was a good example. Mayoral election. How stupid. Oh yeah, there's an election going on. Of course, I'm not gonna go vote. Okay. The only types who get wrapped up in fights are idiots. On that point, I never let my guard down. Check out before things get bad, you know? The casino's interesting, but it's a bit far. The bridge is such a pain, I can't stand crossing it. I'm out of chocolate cigs. I can never calm down without those. A fight in the middle of the city, huh? Those guys doing that election must have a lot of free time, I'm sure. Today's the day for Sunday school, huh? I was pretty good at studying despite how I look. The sister complimented me a lot. Those days were so good. Alright, well you can still go back to school. Seems like there was a fight between the supporters. Knowing my husband, I'm sure he tried to stop everyone, but just couldn't keep them under control. Accurate. You know, since the soldiers are here, might be fun to shape one of the shrubs or hedges into a guardsman or something. Good luck with that, have fun. I was told there was some kind of disturbance, but there's nothing out of the ordinary here. If anything comes up, we'll contact the Bracer Guild immediately. There's a secret monster holding room on the second floor of the mansion. Did you see it? Some people are crazy, I tell ya. Yep. We saw it and experienced it. It was a grand time. I was talking to Dominique about this while we were cleaning, but I haven't seen the butler, Dario, around lately. After the thing with Mayor Dalmore, he seemed off somehow. I wonder what happened to Dario. I've been really worried about Dario. He was acting odd after the mayor got arrested. He is, in the village. Drowning his sorrows. Sounds like there was a commotion out there earlier. Did something happen? Seriously, I don't think it was loud enough to reach you guys all the way over here. These people must have some ears on them. Oh, that fuss a bit ago was quite the show. Fights like that happen pretty often where sailors gather. Young people should have at least that much spirit. Or, you know, learn to talk things out? Compromise, perhaps? I wonder where Belden's gone now. It seems he didn't go back to the warehouse, but then where did he go? I think that's everybody. So let's go do that church quest. Sounds like there's gonna be a pop quiz, another pop quiz, which is great, so great. All right, time to get this pop quiz over with. All right, we already talked to you. Pretty sure. Oh my. Are you here because you saw my request? Yes, ma'am, sure did. It's pretty urgent, right? Yes. Today, I'd like to ask you to act as a guest teacher at Sunday school. How about it? Are you available? Yeah, I can do it. I'm not super confident, but I'll give it my best shot. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. I'd asked a bracer named Karna to be the guest lecturer, but she suddenly had to leave on guild business. You mean she's taking a vacation in the mountains? It put the church in a fix, and I was very disheartened. I see, so that's why it's so sudden. So what should I do? First, come into the side room. I'll explain what I'd like for the class there. I see. Okay, yeah, I think I get the gist. Start with an explanation of the guild, move on to an overview of a bracer's job. And then last but not least, answer the kids' questions correctly, correct? See? Pop quiz, right there. Yes, that will be plenty. If you'll excuse me, I'll be going back to class. I'll call you momentarily, so please wait here until then. Still, truly, the world is a strange place. Oh, for once we agree. I was just thinking that myself. What's up? Is there something on my face? No, but not even I could have predicted this. To think the day would come when Estelle would take the altar. Sure is a big surprise, isn't it? It just means that a certain girl famous for skipping Sunday school has grown up well, I guess. Oh, Estelle, your mentor is so proud. Well, that's sure nice to say, I think. Truly, I'm not super confident, but I should be fine teaching some kids. And if you make stuff up, who's to know? I hope so, but... well, I'll be relaxing until it's over. What are you gonna do, Olivier? While I have little to offer, you have my full attention and support. The class should be well visible from the second floor here, so I'd like to watch from there. Ooh, nice idea. I should take tons of pictures. Please don't screw anything up, you two. Now then, everyone, we're going to have a guest teacher for the remainder of class. They've taken time out of their busy schedule to come speak to us, so don't be rude, okay? Okay. All right, come on out. Look at the kids, they're so excited. Miss, who are you? I was just about to introduce myself. Give me a sec. All right, well, hello. I'm Estelle Bright. I'm still pretty new to the job, but I'm what we call a bracer. You're a bracer? No way, that's so cool. How old are you, miss? Now, we'll have time for questions after. First, let's have our guest review what we've already gone over. If you wouldn't mind, Miss Estelle. Oh, we mind a lot. Ahem. Okay, is everyone ready? Let's go over today's class real quick. Class begin, all about bracer activities. Choose the correct answer and guide the special class to success. Oh, this is gonna be so crash and burn. First, let's talk about my job as a bracer. So, a bracer is a specialist at investigation and combat. And our main duty as bracers is... what is a bracer's main duty? Security of nations' borders and maintaining public order, protection of the peace and citizenry of local regions, discovery and sealing of ruined relics. Let's go with 2. The protection of the peace and citizenry of local regions. We don't just slay monsters and prevent crimes, either. Bracers protect goods in transit and even look for lost items. We help in a variety of ways. Alright, that was perfect. Bracers are broadly divided into 2 groups, senior bracers and junior bracers. Of those, junior bracers are what you might call trainees, and by successfully completing missions and training hard, they eventually earn a promotion to become full bracers. But even once you become a full bracer, you're further divided up into different classes. We call these ranks, and each rank is assigned in accordance to your experience and success. How many ranks are there for senior bracers? 7, right? Or no, yeah, 7 from G to A. There are 7 ranks from G to A. These are the only formal ranks, and when a bracer is close to being promoted, a plus is added to said rank. Furthermore, there's also an S rank, but it's kind of an unofficial honorary rank given to persons who have performed exceptional deeds. So publicly, A rank bracers are the highest bracers in the guild. Yes, I am killing this. Estelle is her own cheerleader, her own best cheerleader. Alright, let's talk about the organization that manages bracers, the Bracer Guild. I think you learned this in class, but the guild operates not just in the Liberal Kingdom, but all over. This global organization was established about the same time as the Orbital Revolution, which was... Here we go. No idea. 10 years ago, 30 years ago, 50 years ago. 10 years ago was the war with Erebonia, was it not? 50 maybe? Roughly 50 years ago. Orbital technology and the Guild are deeply connected. Even now, we receive financial support from foundations related to orbit technology. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was it. Man, I'm good. So next, we'll talk about the Guild's relationship with foreign countries. At the moment, the Guild has branches across the entire continent, but the reason the Guild has been able to expand to this level is because it is a non-governmental organization with no ties to a specific nation. But even within its practical activities, the Guild has a lot to think about. For example, they have to keep promises to prevent them from ending up opposed to nations. The most famous promise related to that is non-combat agreement with national armies, immunity for nobility and royalty, non-interference with state powers. It's not 2. I don't think it's 1. Maybe 3? The agreement of non-interference with state powers. In other words, no sticking our noses into state affairs or systems. Problems within national boundaries are ultimately something for that country's people to think about. Commenting on or interfering with this kind of thing is against international rules. Yes, nailed it. The Guild uses lots of methods like this to separate its duties from a nation's. Of course, not everything is always solved so simply according to the codes. So, sometimes in emergencies, you can end up in situations that are contradictory to the code. But in times like that, bracers are asked to put one basic principle above all else. In other words, we bracers in all situations should prioritize decisions of the government, safety of civilians, cooperation. Alright. Prioritize the safety of civilians. If you think about this first and foremost, then you'll naturally be guided to the correct action. Well, sometimes when you try taking action, you'll end up with a whole bunch of other problems. Overcoming stuff like that is part of the job too. Yeah, that's a good summary. Estelle, where were you keeping the cheat sheets? And that pretty much sums us up. How was it? Did everyone understand? That ends the first half of the class. For like 0 prep, Estelle did pretty good. Yep, she's working hard. Just when did that girl actually sit down and study all this? I'm impressed. Alright. It's the time you've all been waiting for. If you've got anything you want to ask our guests, go ahead and raise your hand. Please, Mrs. Estelle, carry on. Sure thing, leave it to me. Who's ready to get their questions answered? Q&A time, any question goes. Select the correct answer, overcome any risky or questionable questions. Oh, pick me! Wow, you've sure got a lot of energy. What's your question? When can you become a bracer? What age can you become a bracer? Well, to become a bracer, you first need to become a junior bracer. You can become one if you pass the test, but to take the test, no particular age restrictions exist. 16, 18. You're required to be 16 or older. Of course, even if you pass the exam, you don't instantly become one. For a while, you'll receive training under the guidance of an older bracer. Once you've gained enough experience there, you finally become a junior bracer. Perfect answer. Okay, so you gotta be 16. Okay, got it. Thanks, miss. Excuse me, teacher, may I ask a question? Fire away. Do you gotta beat up monsters no matter what? Some of them are really cute. That's a good question. How to respond to monsters is tough. But in general, judge based on appearance. Defeat them, obviously. Prioritize client's intent. We prioritize the client's intent. There's no absolute right answer when dealing with monsters. It really depends on the situation. So if the client doesn't demand their extermination, we may sometimes let them go. It was kind of a tricky question, but looks like I was able to answer perfectly. Whew! Oh, okay. May I ask a question too? Sure, go for it. There was a case a while back where the Sky Bandits attacked an airliner. Was it the Royal Army who arrested the Sky Bandits then, or was it bracers? You mean the disappearance of the Lind? The ones who finally arrested the Sky Bandits were... bracers, of course. The Royal Army Forces, the Royal Guard troops. It was the Royal Army, right? What's his face? Richard, right? He swooped in and stole our credit. I mean, I don't think bracers have the authority to arrest anybody, do they? The Royal Army Forces. In the final entry mission, the bracers and Royal Army worked together using a pincer move to corner them. When the Sky Bandits tried to flee, the Royal Army caught and arrested them. In other words, the bracers and the Royal Army cooperated to flush them out. Alright, no problems here. Okay, so the Royal Army and the bracers worked together. Did they though? That's so cool. Can I ask something? Sure, go ahead. I'm actually studying for entrance exams and just forgot this, but... Which of the 3 principles in the code is the protective duty to civilians? How the heck am I supposed to remember something like that? Wait a second, the protective duty to civilians principle? That is... What? Well, it's either 1, 2, or 3. Guild Code Principle 1, I think? Huh, was it? Well, that answers that question. I thought the first principle was basic ideology. Oh, really? I'm sorry, I already knew the answer. The protective duty to civilians is the second principle. Well, I'm sure glad you know. That's so embarrassing. So, no more questions? Okay, I've got a question then. Go ahead. So it doesn't have much to do with the class, but... When the mayor was arrested, the Queen's airship came, right? How big was the airship? Seriously? Seriously? What kind of questions are these? See, this is why we wanted Kevin to take this class. Why we didn't want to do the teaching. I knew there'd be one. There's always one with some weirdo question that has nothing to do with anything. We're with you, Estelle. We're with you. By the Queen's ship, do you mean the Arcee? Yeah, that. It looked real big, but I wonder how big it really was. The Arcee size? I think I've read about it in a book before. Let's just go with a really big number. I think it had an overall length of 42 arch, if I remember right. That might not be exactly precise, but it should be close. Wow, that's huge! Thanks, Mrs. Estelle. Ah, the gullible one. Any more questions, children? If not, then I believe that's all for our guest speaker today. Everyone, say thank you to Mrs. Estelle. Thank you very much. Except for the guy in the back. He's the only one who didn't thank Estelle for the class. Bye, kids. Estelle, we gotta work on your delivery because when you deliver confidently, people are more likely to believe you, regardless of whether your answer is right or not. Thank you for your time. I know you're quite busy. The children were overjoyed. Except for that kid in the back. Thanks. I was pretty nervous before I did it, but if they had fun, then it was worth it. I do apologize for cutting things short, but I have more classes, if you'll pardon me. Should the chance come again, I would love to have you back for another talk. Sure thing. I think we know why Karna decided to skip out on this mission. Seems you managed just fine. Somehow. No need to be so humble. I witnessed your performance. You were a fantastic teacher. Aw, come on, really? Still, it made me think about just how much I don't know. Every time they asked for details, I started panicking. That's everyone, Estelle. Well, just make sure to work hard from now on. No one's going to trust the bracer who doesn't even know the code. Yeah. I'll keep working at it, I promise. Isn't it better to know what the code is versus to know what number the code is? Right? Surely it's better to know, like, the actual code and what it entails than, like, what number it is in the rulebook. Did we already? Is any of this? I think all of this is the same. Alright. Might as well go ahead and turn that in. Get some money. Good work. Seems you safely achieved your goal. Yeah. Alright, cool.